I will not buy this game. Hold on. I was going to finish.
No, I know. I know. It's just a funny follow-up. Go on.
I will not buy this game if this game is a game.
I almost had to buy all new electronics for everything on my desk because you chose to say that as I was drinking my water. So thank you, Phil.
Sorry.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Emergent Gamer Podcast. We got Neo Ayoshi.
Trip Zero.
And Felix Hergood.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
That was good. That was tight enough. It's tight enough.
Better than last time.
This week. Yeah, thanks. All right, that was me. That was my bad.
Silence.
I just smacked your balls on the table. Sorry.
Oh, you love doing that.
Yeah.
We smack our guests' balls. We smack my balls. We'll smack your balls.
Yeah.
Balls.
To date,
smacking.
can I point out one thing? Our episode with Diamond Jab titled
that's the smack your guest balls on the
smacking
table.
our guests nuts on the table, at least through iTunes, is one of the most downloaded episodes. I just want to point that out. Thank you, Diamond Jab, for being.
It's a mix. It's a mix of balls and Diamond Jab together, but
now,
probably more Diamond Jab, but with a healthy serving of balls.
Now on YouTube, thanks to my incredibly clever picture that I put together. Our episode Rule 34 is about to pass 1,000 views.
Oh my God.
So pay attention to those analytics because it's all an analytics game on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
the Diamond Jab episode through iTunes is like maybe just past 150 downloads, right? And
there is a demographic for smacking nuts around.
It's the most, but so we have like many episodes that have maybe over 100, but like you literally Rule 34 the episode titled Rule 34 has almost passed over 1,000 downloads or not downloads, views on YouTube. So there's
people on the internet.
People love porn, my friend.
People on the internet want very specific things. But you can get porn in a lot of places. You can go to the internet and get very specific porn.
I was talking to Mrs. Felix, and she goes, "What do you think people are doing? Do you think they're just like playing that episode and then whacking off to your picture?" And I'm like, "I hope not."
Right? There's better content out there. There's way better options.
But
you could
I'm like,
if you wanted to, though.
I'm like, "Thanks, Mrs. Felix, for putting that thought into my head."
Yeah,
it's funny.
Just think
right.
Sorry, I derailed it. There it is.
What? That's weird.
So what do we got going on, Neo?
So tonight I thought we'd do something a little different. We have upcoming within the next month. E3 will be here.
E3, baby.
Yes.
Every gamer's favorite time of year.
And I think this is a big year for E3. It's Nintendo Switch's second year.
Still public?
So they have a...
Is it still a public event?
Yeah. They're still selling tickets. I honestly haven't looked into the logistics of that, but I'm pretty sure they're still selling tickets to the public, yes. So it's a big year. Second year for the Switch, which is, its first year came out of the gate real strong with all those big titles.
Mm-hmm.
The big year for Microsoft, they need to have some kind of showing. Sony, who had a week showing at the beginning of the PS4 generation, not a whole lot of exclusives, not a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
They previewed a lot of things, and now we're seeing them firing on all cylinders with all these projects in development. So for the big three, this is kind of a big moment for them. Let's see if they can keep it up, bring the heat, all that good stuff. So I thought I'd start out by let's go through all of the developers that are holding conferences, and we'll talk about the predictions. We'll see what's in the rumor mill, and we'll go through them and see.
You're going to be talking about your predictions. I'm going to be talking about my predictions, and Trip Zero is going to be talking about his.
Yeah, why not? That's a good healthy discussion.
No, I just want to clarify that it's not predictions that the industry is predicting.
We'll also throw those in. Yes.
Okay. Good.
It's going to be a combination of all of them. Because
we've got research that's out here, right? And people are reporting, and this is like the rumor mill is active, and we're all essentially reading some of the similar things. But we'll report on what's out there, right? So if you're listening out there and you want to get a crash course in what people are expecting, you'll see that, and then we'll chat about like our important desires, like. As I was saying to Neo earlier, like that present at your birthday, like what do you really hope to get? What do you really hope is in that box?
Okay, good.
It is Christmas for video games, so
yeah, exactly.
That's what E3 is, baby.
Or Hanukkah for video games.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, why not?
All inclusive. So, yeah, shall we begin?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
So. Let's start with some of the smaller guys. Not necessarily smaller, but they're not the three big tiers that we'll save those guys for last.
Okay.
Start with Bethesda.
That's smaller? You said you want to start with fucking smaller?
They're not hardware manufacturers.
They're not like they're not the
they're not
the
hard
console.
That's a good clarification. They're not hardware
boys.
That's true.
Not the first parties, yes.
But they're not Devolver either.
Well, no, they're not Devolver. Those guys are real tiny.
Yeah.
But Bethesda didn't start having an E3 conference, I want to say, until like 2 years ago, which was a big surprise. Like that was like the first time they ever like scheduled a conference time.
Yeah, and that was the year that they announced Fallout, right? Fallout.
They
4?
had that's when they dropped Fallout on us. They dropped Doom. They dropped, I want to say, one of the Wolfensteins. They had a big showing, essentially, more than people expected them to even have.
Yeah.
And the year after that was 2015, right? And the year after that was when Trip Zero and I went out there.
We were 2016.
Was that Bethesda Land? Was that Bethesda Land? They did that whole like.
Was Bethesda?
Was that? No, that was last year. That was last year.
Last year was Bethesda Land, and I hated that. It was stupid.
Yeah,
no,
and it felt like
what we walked through on the floor, on the exhibit floor. We walked through almost like for Bethesda. It was almost like a museum set, right?
Specifically for Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2.
Yeah, Dishonored 2, but then they also had like giant Skyrim statues and
for Skyrim Remastered, like and then they were showing off their card game.
God,
they were introducing Prey as well, too.
They had the Doom dude. The Doom dude was there.
Oh, yep.
The Doom suit.
Doom was fresh that year. That was a 2017 game, I believe, right? That was last year?
Yeah, and they had Fallout VR that had been introduced the year we were there.
Oh, cool. So, like, not a whole lot of new stuff, but, oh, no.
Remastered. It was a remaster. It was the console remaster for Skyrim.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
VR just came out like a month ago.
Yeah, so, like, a lot of, like, rehashes, especially with Skyrim, they tend to do. This year, looking at this year, now
Morrowind remaster. Sorry,
I was gonna say, do you guys expect some kind of Elder Scrolls showing?
I think we're gonna get something about Morrowind.
You think a remaster of Morrowind?
What?
That's like pie in the sky to me. That's pie in the sky.
You think so?
That's like, I think so. That game.
You think they're pouring more work into Elder Scrolls 6?
Either that, or we might see more Elder Scrolls Online content.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of lame to me because I did not feel for those games as much as like Skyrim and Oblivion. I was like a huge Oblivion head.
Well, they're not the same games at all.
No, they're one's an MMO.
I have played Elder Scrolls Online, and it can't.
I mean, I have too.
I have too.
Yeah, it cannot.
It is not.
It
great.
can never ever grab me as much as it can't. I can't afford in a time capacity to have Elder Scrolls ever grab me. Like I can't. You know,
I just didn't like playing it.
How did you have? Wait, Fallout grabbed you. It's like the same thing with guns.
No,
Online. Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes, Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah. The Elder Scrolls world.
Those are a huge time commitment.
And the lore. I would want to play an Elder Scrolls game that's one Tamriel, like the Elder Scrolls Online, but if that's a solo game that I can explore. I think
that's a lot.
The core,
that would be big as
Elder
fuck,
Scrolls series, it lends itself a lot to being solo. Like people say they wanted the multiplayer, but I think once you add multiplayer, it kind of loses the essence of what an Elder Scrolls game is. Getting lost in the world and discovering things on your own and like the solitude that you have traveling. I think that like it's lost on the MMO, but that's
Yeah,
that's neither here nor there. I think the single players are way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we haven't heard enough about Elder Scrolls recently. Yeah. And it could go one of two ways, right? It could go a Morrowind remaster.
2011, you know? That's when Skyrim came out.
It's going to go a Morrowind remaster, or it's going to go with Elder Scrolls 6 news. I think we're too early to hear anything about Elder Scrolls 6. We know it exists.
Okay, but Todd Howard, man, he's working on it.
I mean, if we get a Morrowind remastered that's as good looking as Skyrim, you know, like it's a total reskin.
It'd be sick, right? Like I haven't ever played Morrowind, but I would love to.
I'd get it
on Switch. I'll play it. You know what I
mean? Although I think one half of that would be updating the mechanics as well.
Yeah,
I think we would vote. I would vote Morrowind remaster if anything, because it would. I'm
gonna write that down.
It would hold over. I'm probably gonna be wrong, but it would hold over until we do get Elder Scrolls news. Because even if there is Elder Scrolls 6 news that year, like maybe next year, it'll be like, oh, we're coming out in a year or two. Like it's going to be some time, unless they just secretly chugging away on this. We've heard nothing.
Sorry, dude.
No rumors.
Maybe
no rumors on.
No rumors on that. So there was not actually a Morrowind rumor.
This is purely me asking, since it's been since 2011 since we saw an Elder Scrolls mainline game. Will we see it? No, that was why I wrote that down. Interesting.
2011. That's
those are my thoughts on it.
Well, I don't think we're getting. Rockstar is on an 8-year game cycle for the most part, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting any
new core game.
Any 6, any Elder Scrolls 6.
So, off of that, I wrote down here at the end of my list here for Bethesda Starfield. Have you guys heard about this game?
I have not.
Hell no.
At all.
But it's got space in it, so Trip Zero loves it.
True.
They're saying the rumors are pretty much saying that this is going to be like in the same vein as like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, the sci-fi space version, RPG version of those games. How would you feel about that?
If it's executed properly, I'll probably lose my life to it. But like we know there are games that are like this space exploration.
Yep.
And they all have different elements that they're really good at. And none of them is the whole package.
Right.
There's no
Effect,
space.
You got the good RPG spot.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky has all the procedural planets, but pretty much nothing else. You know, like all these games are really good at.
The problem with the space game, and everyone, all these developers want to make it gigantic and massive, and I don't think that's the move. If you want a good space game that's got space flight, like space to planet, landing, flying, taking off. Getting out of your ship, navigating the world, experiencing a well-built world. I don't think you can do that if you try to build a whole galaxy in your game that's procedurally generated.
Star Citizen's kind of stuck right now doing that same
Star
thing.
Citizens.
Yeah. They're trying to build this universe, yeah.
You've got Elite Dangerous, but you don't get out of your ship in Elite Dangerous. So you have like a really amazing flying situation, right? But you don't get out of your ship. So you're losing out an entire aspect of space existence, right? There's no world to explore. You've got like think about No Man's Sky, right? Really good planet explorer.
Yeah.
Right.
Great. You can land, you can take off,
land and fly, but like there's
dog
no
fighting was weak. Core mechanics to the game were kind of
that could be better, right? Like that stuff was the weak side of it. But there was no like engaging story or what's the word, like civilization to engage in. Just like it was just a sandbox, which again is cool, but like that's not what everybody wants.
I love
and
that
what everybody wants. I don't think is attainable yet. So if they can do it, then fucking do it.
I love the viral the meme thing that cuts Jurassic Park footage with the No Man's Sky, where it's like
dude from original E3 to launch, and it's like the
perfect.
It's the it's the Jurassic Park man, but it's played with like it's the fucking shitty fucking kazoo, like fucking little rhino with like dicks for legs flopping around and shit.
Yeah, because
on like just a brown flat planet, like fucking nothing.
And what's hilarious is that like that animal was something that's what you get from something that got procedurally generated. It's just gross.
I know.
And weird looking.
And you could name it. You could be the first one to ever see it. And if someone else finds it, they'll go, "Oh, Felix Hergood found Dick Leg Monster.
All right, so
Dick Leg Monster.
All right, let's move on from here. Last week or a week or two ago, Trip, you mentioned you would love to see a Prey 2.
I would love to see a Prey 2.
Do you think there will be a Prey 2? Is
No.
it too soon?
It's too soon for... And I don't think Prey did as well for them to pour resources into getting a sequel out. Sadly, because Prey was dope. Prey was like space Bioshock, which I guess would be System Shock.
Which is why I loved it too.
It was sick though, dude. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So funny enough, I wrote down Rage 2 before the rumors dropped today. Now I should mention this. A tweet came out from our Wario64, a guy on Twitter I told you guys to follow at one point. He's got all the major leaks and hookups and deals, and he's an amazing Twitter account to follow.
Wait, what's his name?
Wario64. Wario. Like, it's me, Wario.
It's a me,
Wario time.
Wario64 is his name.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Got it.
He's a great Twitter account to follow. He found listings from Walmart in Canada. If you click, I had the link here if you guys want to take a look at it. It has reserved SKUs for all of these game titles. There's a lot in here, but Rage 2 popped up, and did Doom 2 pop up? I want to see if that... I'm going to go through this whole list.
Where's this link?
Did you see it? It is right below
the big rumor
tweet.
Yeah,
rumor tweet. Yeah.
Walmart listings. Interesting.
Yeah. This came out today, as the day we recorded this.
I don't want to say names out loud. I don't want to say names out loud because we're going to get to some things. Some things I'm like for sure
totally.
we're going to see. Yeah, but
a lot of this gets me all hot and bothered. You know what I mean?
I do know.
I played the original Rage. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But
how did you? Would you like to see a sequel? Would you play it?
I don't have any reason to see a sequel to that game.
It reminded me of Mad Max. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see any reason.
No. Yeah, I'm good.
It's like
everything.
It's low, but it's funny. It's like there can be a sequel. Don't make one for me. Don't give me one.
I don't need it.
Don't put all that effort out. I really don't care.
I'm set. Thank you.
Well,
I'm all set.
It reminds me a lot of Mad Max, which is why I was like, huh.
It does. It's Matt. Well, okay, it's not like that's a very confusing statement. Okay, because a lot of people that are listening may only know the Mad Max video game and not know the movies. It does have the aesthetic of the Mad Max genre in general.
Yeah,
but it is nothing like the Mad Max game in the sense that it's not open world at all. It was completely on rails. It was more like what's that game? Crisis. It was more like Crisis. You know,
yeah.
Crisis really is in a game where you go off the rails. It's not open world. You're just on the rails the whole time. You start at point A and you end at point Z, and the game's over.
Cool.
So that's what Rage was. There was no real open. There was some perks you can unlock, and I just remember the only thing I really loved about it was pretty fucking scary. Like you got to certain parts, and it was almost like a horror game. Like there were things with jump scares and things like that made it fun.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I know it had a car you could upgrade, and
I didn't think
it was just a
I didn't think the game was going to be
shooter.
like that either until you got to the parts where it was like really dark and there were like these zombie like type creatures that would jump out on you and shit.
Ooh.
That I didn't realize. Yeah.
Yeah. So
right.
that's
EA
possible.
Stuff?
It sounds like we're gonna see it. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna move on to EA now. I wrote Skate because that's a game that I know the public really wants. They want a new Skate game.
Wow.
And dude,
really?
I know you're looking at me, but people love the Skate game. And Tony
I'm
Hawk.
not looking at you in disgust, but
no.
I'm looking at you just like I haven't.
People play this?
I mean, I played the fuck out of some Tony Hawk back in my day.
And that's what I'm saying. Tony Hawk dropped the ball on the game last year with Tony Hawk 5, whatever came out.
Oh,
they dropped the ball huge on that game.
Flaming garbage.
Oh yeah. So people have been wanting a new Skate for even before that Tony Hawk came out. And I'm telling you, you don't expect it to be played that much, but it's like the sports games. Like people just buy them.
Yeah, people still skate.
Buy the shit out of
they
that.
still skate.
Yeah. And they love skating games.
The hobby is there for sure.
I'll take you. I know this is like kind of an anecdote, but when I worked at GameStop years ago, we kept a drawer full stocked of Skate 3.
Really?
And I kid you not, that game sold every day. I'm no joke. I'm like, and it does not shock me.
No,
So,
I believe it.
Wow.
I believe it.
Let's see a good Skate game because I haven't played a good one since Tony Hawk 3 or 2.
Yeah, for all our
Project
listeners.
8.
Oh, go ahead.
Project 8 was a lot of fun. I played it on the PS2, so I didn't have the benefit of the open world. I had to pick my levels. It didn't have the power to seamlessly leave a neighborhood and go to a new area, but I had a lot of fun
so funny.
trading the controllers back and forth with my college roommates freshman year playing Project 8. Go ahead, Felix.
Right.
I was just going to say, for all our listeners, Neo Aoshi is a GameStop alum.
Oh God, I got stories, man. If you want to do an episode of GameStop, bullshit,
No, I don't.
I don't.
either.
I for sure
I
don't.
was just throwing you
don't
under
either.
a bus, baby.
He said at GameStop we kept a drawer stocked. That's some good context clues for
good context.
people.
I know.
Yeah, a business practice. I know some crazy business practices of GameStop.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
That's another story for another day.
Were you
guys-
on the show, Neo, when Locke went off about like the not being able to return a game that's open?
Yes,
You
and I
were-
sat there smiling.
You were on the
I
show
was like,
for that one.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Anyway, go
Anyway,
ahead.
so do you guys think we're going to see a new Star Wars game? EA has had a bunch in the pipeline.
Oh, we're
Visceral
leaving
closed
Bethesda
down.
now?
Dude, we've already left.
Oh, cool.
We've
So
already pulled into Station EA.
well, I was just going to say, I think we're going to see. Wait, when did we leave it?
Skate was the beginning of EA.
Oh,
was
I
the
didn't know
beginning of
that. Sorry about that. I thought we were still in Bethesda. I didn't realize Skate was a EA
It's all
game.
good. I have a list here that you can look at.
You didn't bring
to
up
reference.
Fallout, though, with Bethesda.
What
I don't
is
think
there
we're going
to-
to see Fallout. Yeah.
You don't think you're
It's
going
too
to...
soon. No, we got Fallout 4 like a year or two ago.
Fallout what? Fallout what? Felix.
Just like they did with New Vegas, a game that uses the assets from 4, but it's a different game
that's
developed
interesting.
by a different company.
I didn't think
There
of that.
has been, over the last few years since 4 came out, rumors of a New Orleans theme.
Like Obsidian.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
made by
Obsidian did New
Obsidian
Vegas.
or made by another company. And I think we might get one of those at E3. I'm just letting you know. Sorry. I didn't mean to
Fun fact,
derail us.
the writer of New Vegas actually worked on Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, yeah, I knew about that.
Fun
That's good.
That is a fun fact.
You can see that in the no clip.
But there has been
documentary.
constant rumors since 4 pretty much was picked up on shelves that there is going
Right.
to be some kind of like reused, them reusing the assets from 4
That's interesting.
in another title.
Where do you? I mean, I'm not to dive deep into this, but where do you think they would go?
I just told you, New Orleans.
They've had
rumors.
That's actually a cool location.
Yeah, but there were rumors.
Can we get a goddamn Philadelphia game at all ever?
We got
I want to
Homefront.
run around. I want to run around my city.
Homefront, the Revolution.
Homefront Revolution.
Oh, well, there it is. All right.
Have
Good
good.
talk, everybody. Let's
Have a
keep
good time.
going.
It's a recent game.
I'm gonna have a great fucking time.
You know what? I'll buy it for you.
It's not
I'll
great.
buy it for you. Locke said it's shitty. I'll buy it for you and play it on stream, and you can watch
Okay,
it.
cool.
All right, so moving on. Oh, I wrote Star Wars, right? I guess because
Yeah,
they're
I
probably
don't-
going to show us.
I don't
something.
want to see anything. I'll probably not see anything. I don't think we're going to.
Yeah,
I think they might. Maybe they'll have. I don't know. Like Battlefield 2 content. Like, look at this
Great.
hero.
great. I think they burned all the Battlefield bridges already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they gotta.
We'll
they gotta
see.
just not talk about it.
They're definitely going to show us a whole bunch of sports. So I hope you're excited for sports.
People are. Man.
Anthem, dude. I'm hearing 2019. That's what I'm hearing for it. Early
Anthem?
2019.
Anthem is my number one game I want to see above all other games this year.
Do you think we'll see more gameplay trailers?
Yes,
Story trailers?
I think they're going to show. I think they're going to give you a high concept overview of the story, and I think they're going to have another curated playthrough. But I think they're going to show us some other elements, maybe some like economy of the game,
Systems.
yeah,
Mhm.
shit like that. I think we're going to get that.
I have a feeling Anthem is going to be one of those games that, you know how sometimes like these EAs and Bethesdas, they'll have different style trailers for
Mhm.
like Sony conference and Microsoft. I think we're going to see multiple different cut trailers in different conferences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll see like maybe combat in one, story for another, maybe the Sony one because they love their story montage reels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see that kind of thing at Sony. Man, what are you hoping for with Anthem?
Like as a game?
Yeah, I mean, like it sounds like Destiny, like right. It's going to have like the RPG elements. Maybe you can mod your armor, make yourself like look cool, different style Iron Man suits. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Different planets, maybe it's not just that jungle. You know?
No, I think it's going to be that world. I think you're going to big explore that world. I hope because then they can really like make it a good experience. I don't want them to water it down with other planets. Like I think
that's a good
one of the things that take people out of Destiny is like you got to load into every planet and load into every level and load into the tower and you got to go back and forth and you're not like getting a seamless experience. One of the most exciting things about Anthem was the fact that they walked through the town, you know, they hopped into the, what do they call them? Javelins? Like whatever they called the suits. I'm probably getting that wrong.
Sure.
They hop in their exosuits that you know, climb into. And he hopped off of like the city and just flew down into the
play field
jungle forest and immediately like found some shit to do. Like there was no loading screen. Like there are probably hidden loading screens and that's really what I'm interested in. I like the behind the scenes code and shit like that. But like I think that could be a cool experience where you live in this world, you know, and you're looting and you're shooting and it's third party or third person. And like, there's going to be probably some cool dynamics. Like,
good co-op,
visuals
maybe.
Are really good. Like third person, strategy RPG shooter game. You know, I want bullet sponge bosses. You know, I want to have RPG mechanics in shooters. I like that a lot. And I like loot. I like grinding for things. And I hope that they can.
So it's going to be third person?
It's going to be third person. Yeah. And I hope they put it together in a really good package. But I think the setting and the world building and the exploration is probably most important to me. It's the vibe. And the vibe that they sent out from that trailer was very cool. If they can keep that and have the gameplay be engaging, have the loops be engaging, it might do better for me than Destiny. Probably not. Like I like where Destiny's story and shoot, like the shooting feels so good all the time. And Warmind's a lot of fun. So I'm in it, right? I'm back in it. But like it could at least be something that I split my time with. I like what they've shown. And I hope that they learn lessons from Destiny, from the Division, and really listen to what people are saying, right? Because like the community outcries are not only accessible by these individual developers of these looter shooter big games, like they're messages that are being sent. People want content. They want really good engaging stories. They want environments that are alive with things to do, and they want, you know, nice rewards, and they want to feel rewarded for their time. And you can look back as a developer and find records of all these conversations and where people have done the right thing and where they've done the wrong thing. So I would be kind of mad if they didn't hit it out the park, because they've had a lot of other companies' successes and failures as a roadmap. So like, make it even better. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Felix,
I will not buy this game. Hold on, I was going to finish.
No, I know. It's just a funny follow up. Go on.
I will not buy this game if this game is a game.
I almost had to buy all new electronics for everything on my desk because you chose to say that as I was drinking my water. So thank you, Phil. But continue.
What are you saying?
Christ.
To finish my thought, I will not buy this game if it is a game for the purpose of service. I will not buy it if it's like Destiny.
It will be. Yeah, I promise you.
I know it will.
Probably will be. And you know what, Felix? I completely do not blame you.
I would love to explore a space or cyber type game with cool exosuits that is well developed and has places for me to go and look around and everything like that.
I'm in, baby. I have all my
and I would love to do that. Here's the thing: I would love to do that with other people, right? So, a la Ghost Recon. So, if the four of us are traveling the world and they have the kind of things that Ghost Recon has, like the ability to buy, not buy, but like upgrade weapons and things like that. And then if you want to buy some cosmetic shit, you can. Maybe a couple of special weapons you can buy if you buy a little, package or whatever. The Ubisoft model. Come on, let's just stop. Call a rose what it is. It's fucking.
I have a
Ubisoft
feeling
model.
that's what you're going to get.
No, I don't think so. I think we're going to get what Destiny is. We're going to get this game where you got to grind in order to unlock, and you got to spend hours, and you got to rely on other fucking people, and there's some kind of clan thing built in where if you're not a part of a clan, you're fucked. And I'm burned out on that.
That's very specific, but I see what you're saying.
Okay, is that your concern, or is the fact that it's going to be a service game your concern?
No,
because
you know what?
Say service games.
Let's clarify what kind of service game I'm referring to. The kind of service game that forces you to grind and rely on other fucking people. That's the kind of service game I don't want. When you say service game for Ghost Recon.
I think of a game that is it's a game that's meant to keep you engaged, and like Destiny does, it's supposed to be designed to keep you in the game and keep you always working for something else in the game. Yeah.
But here's the thing.
That's exactly what I want.
That's exactly.
I know,
what
and you love that trip.
That. Yeah.
Your love for Destiny completely shows that. The game is going to be made for you.
It's the looter shooter vibe to it, which I never knew that I loved because I didn't really like Borderlands, which surprises a lot of people. I didn't stay engaged in Borderlands. But yeah, dude, it's rewarding. The gameplay is really rewarding. And it's fun to accomplish things with friends.
It is fun to accomplish things with friends, but then in that moment when you want to accomplish things by yourself, if you look around and then realize you need your friends to do anything, then I get pissed. I'm like, nobody's available, because maybe they're like Locke, they're having a kid and they got to take care of that, or they're like Neo, he just works 8 to 5. He works. No, I didn't out him. No, he mentioned that on the show, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Oh shit,
what?
I don't know.
Okay, moving on. Yes, I have a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah, Neo has an 8 to 5 job. Here's a great example. This I don't even have to outlock.
Was that an out?
I didn't out him. He mentioned that he was having a kid on numerous shows.
I forgot.
Oh yeah. This is so funny. You guys are fine. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine. It's all fine.
So I don't even have to use Locke as an example. Pog. When we were playing with Pog on a regular basis, I wasn't frustrated by this in any way, shape, or form, but Pog had a kid at the time that he had to take care of. And so, we would be doing something and then he would have to get off at scheduled times. And I'm not upset that he had to get off at scheduled times.
Right. It's just a game that with time commitments like that and real life does get in the way.
Yeah. Real life can really, your own personal life can constrict your ability to accomplish things in games like that.
You don't want the game to be restrictive of others because everyone's got a life and you don't want to have to schedule your time to enjoy the game around other people.
Exactly. So I'll buy Anthem if I discover
normal.
I'll buy Anthem if I discover I can do things on my own without necessarily relying on Trip Zero. But then, sometimes when Trip Zero and I align well, we can play together. That will be fun.
Yeah.
So I personally think, but Ubisoft games are doing that better than most companies at this point. You can go in and out of somebody else's game and still achieve results on your own, which is great. Yeah, I'm done.
Yes, true.
Is your concern that you want to legitimately play solo for content, or is it that you want to play with only a specific set of people and you'd have to schedule with them? Because my argument would be that these communities are very, very deep and there's a lot of passionate people, and you could easily contact, just put the word out on Twitter or stream or whatever.
The former of what you said. The former of what you said. I want to be able to play a competently designed game where nobody else is with me and I'm still able to have fun. And then when I want to, Far Cry 5 is the perfect game for me because literally tomorrow I can go and play for hours with Artemis and have a great experience, or spend hours without Artemis and have a great experience. And I don't feel that is balanced well in a game like Destiny. It just isn't, because I've had too many times when I felt shitty because no one's there and I can't do fucking anything to the level I want to.
A lot of Destiny's content is based off of getting in groups.
Yeah, so the highest rewarded tier of content every week relies on
and
groups
it
of
really
3 or 6.
we already talked about this, but it really killed it when the clans forced people to really decide who they want to be with. Like, I'm not even going to play with you because you're not in my clan and I'm not earning with you, like by playing with you. And that created like all kinds of segregation in the community that really bothered the fuck out of me.
That's what I said to you. Those were all my points as to why I hated the system.
Yeah.
Even though I'm the owner of our Emergent Gamer clan, I think it was a poorly executed and implemented system, even though the intention was very pure and a really good idea overall.
Thematically though, getting back to the point, Anthem looks great thematically. In terms of like,
it looks great.
Being able to fuck around with exosuits and all that shit.
It might have a good balance to it, Felix. Because I'm going back to watch their video from their debut last year, and it doesn't look too RPG like. And I'm saying that specifically referring to Destiny and the Division both, as in like there are life bars on enemies and numbers come out of what you shoot in a way that you could actually like analyze the game numerically. Now, you probably can do that to this game because it's a fucking game, right? It's a computer system. But it doesn't look like it's a part of the visual element, which is kind of a hallmark of RPGs. Whether they're turn-based or whether they're action or shooters, numbers are a big part of your game. Your damage numbers, your power levels, all of those things. So they didn't show enemies getting hit with damage from bullets individually. So I don't know exactly the depth of what those systems will be, but I'm sure we'll find out this year. So we'll know more.
Yeah. So moving on. Felix.
Yes.
We're going to probably see Battlefield 5. Does that get you excited?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, ready for a new one? Play a lot of 1.
I do, don't I?
You do. You play a lot of Battlefield 1.
And you would think that I'm like this consummate fan of Battlefield 1.
I mean,
to contradict everything I just said, the only thing I want out of a Battlefield game is the ability to competently play multiplayer with people. That's it.
Of course. How would you feel about a player like a Battle Royale game mode in it? Would you play that?
I'd go in and try it. I'd give it a chance if I bought the game. If they added a Battle Royale mode to replace the story elements of Battlefield, like, because I enjoyed the 6-part story aspect of Battlefield 1. It told me history about World War I, and I enjoyed it. I looked up those real battles that those people were a part of, the fictional characters were a part of, and I wanted to know more. And if Battlefield approaches the next game with that kind of information, that informative approach, and I have a story that I can fuck around with and then still do multiplayer all the time, I'll love it. I'll buy it and it'll be great. And I'll play that Battle Royale shit that you guys love to play all the time.
Awesome. Well, I would love to watch you play that.
No, but are you going to buy it so I can't play with you?
Maybe I would play a Battlefield game on PC personally.
Well, PC,
because it will. Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. Those games just feel and look better on the PC.
Totally. Can't blame you. Yeah. Can't blame you.
All right, so for the sake of time, I'm going to move on to the next group now.
Rock and roll. Cool.
We got Ubisoft. This is a big developer. Big guys. In our leak listings, we have a new SKU for Assassin's Creed.
Of course we do.
Really?
Of course we do.
Yeah. Is it time for another one?
They didn't say they're taking a year off, which means we're back in the loop.
They're back in the grind,
in the yearly
pumping them out.
Release.
Back in it.
I mean, God.
They focused on a movie for a year.
I'm gonna have to catch the fuck up, dude. I still haven't finished Unity.
Oh, you weren't deriding that when you said that then, Trip Zero.
What?
The loop. The loop wasn't you deriding Ubisoft.
No, that's what it is. We're back.
Well,
and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Well, remember the negative connotation that comes with the loop. The loop is them making games that are shitty because they're compressing it in a year-long development cycle.
You're right. Sure.
Reusing assets from their previous games.
But listeners will know that I'm a generally positive person, right? Silver linings and all that shit. I would hope that their year off gave all of their developers staggered time to round out all of these ideas. You've seen the development like list, right? Like I think it was on. I probably read it on Kotaku. I don't know where it was originally published, but there was like a list of development times for when each game in the series began and ended development, and they have like 4 or 5 sub studios, right?
So
and
now
they
you
all
can assume that all the studios have an extra year.
Yeah.
Because of their year break, they were all able to get an extra year.
We might get like 4 sick games in a row.
That is insane to even think
I
about.
never thought about it that way. Thank you, Trip Zero. I have more confidence now. Minute
You're
ago,
welcome.
Zero confidence. A minute later,
Well,
It's not one team
again.
just trying to like catch up with itself,
No.
chasing his tail. Like they got teams, and
They
they're
do.
working.
Well, then
And
I
every team would have had more time.
Good. Then I hope to finally get the World War I Assassin's Creed game I've always wanted.
Damn.
This
That's
guy.
some pie in the sky.
I want
cool.
a Japan
Oh,
Assassin's
fuck
Creed.
yeah. You need that. Dude.
Perfect. Oh man, I missed it. Remember the Tenchu games?
Yeah.
No.
Tenchu Stealth Assassin?
Oh, hell yeah. I played
I don't
PS2,
those.
PS1
Yep.
games?
Yep.
I gotta do
Dude,
some
classic
typing here.
stealth ninja games.
Yeah.
That was like my
Pretty
Metal
hard
Gear
too.
Ninjas.
Pretty hard too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on. You can continue to look that up if you are. But Watch Dogs, is it time? It's been like 2 years since Watch Dogs 2, right?
Wait, is it time for me to finally play Watch Dogs 2?
I remember Tenchu.
Yeah, it was a cool game, right? I have a PS2 copy of the PS2 version.
Nice.
Neo, did you hear me? I said, is it time for me to finally play Watch Dogs 2? Is that what you're asking?
You've never played it?
I
thought that
played
was
the
like a
first
streaming
10
game
minutes
you
of that shit.
I've played more
God.
Watch Dogs 2 than you.
That's true. He has.
Wow.
I think
I was
I
playing it a little
played
bit
about-
a couple months
played
ago.
about 2 or
You
3
have
hours.
you got past the first unlock, right? The first little
Who, me?
drone thing that you unlocked.
Oh yeah, dude. The minute I got out into the Bay Area, I just stole a car and just drove, like not even doing the story, just because I spent the summer out there this past summer and I knew the area. I just wanted, because I knew how to drive around it. I just wanted to see what the area looked like, and it's pretty fucking cool, man. I had a whole bunch of like flashbacks and like weird homesickness for a second home. You know, like that was the longest time that I'd spent somewhere else, and I was like, damn, this is cool as shit.
But yeah, sure. I think we're ready for another Watch Dogs. Sure.
I mean, I'm not excited about it. If I don't think we're going to see it.
Let's hope
That's
it's in
my opinion.
Philadelphia. That's all I got to say.
Would play 100% day one if that's the case. That's
That's the hope.
the only thing that would make me care.
Bring me
if
a
it's like a
future
modern
tech-
day
I hope a
Philadelphia.
mission would be taking down a Comcast building. That would be
How fucking
pretty great.
sick, dude. How fucking sick.
Give me a Philadelphia of the near future without all the fucking blight everywhere. Do that. Give me that.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
So speaking of blight in a city, Division 2. This is
Wow. Can I give you an award for that transition? That was great.
that transition. I know, right?
Another
It's
game.
pretty good.
Another games with a service model.
It is, and it's one that I enjoyed a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like that was
Division
like
was-
my destiny. That was my
Division
destiny
was
trip.
fun, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And after all the improvements they made into they came out in 2015, and they were still improving that game. Holy shit! I'm ready for a second one.
You'd
I'm
hope
ready
they'd
for-
copy and paste the success.
dude, and hopefully build. I want to see them honestly build on top of the city a little bit better. I love the atmosphere of Division 1 and the desolate New York City, but I want to see some more going on.
How do you know they're not just going to
like,
show you another city?
That's what I'm saying. In a new city, I want to see a different kind of situation. I want them to change it a little bit.
I want it, if they're going to go to a new city.
Yeah.
I want it to be as dynamic as their New York was, and as big and as realistic. I appreciate
that was
the
huge
realism.
selling point of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they
was
just
beautiful.
do? They should just do Los Angeles, L.A.
No, that's not a good.
Chicago.
I don't think LA's a good like division city.
Well, it's not as compact for
Boston.
the general theme of the game. It's not
Boston's too like, it's too old of a city. Like the architecture is too like wacky.
Philadelphia.
Too, like,
Let's do
curvy
Philadelphia.
and bubbly.
Division Philadelphia.
Division 2 Philadelphia.
Every game in
this
Philly,
is the only city that makes sense.
The grid-like system really lent itself to Division 1. Yeah.
It did, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
And we have enough of a city like design where there could be a lot packed in, especially if you replicate every street. Like you're going to get that Division feel, and then maybe like expansion passes. You go out to like
Manayunk,
the suburbs. You hit Manayunk, you hit the West River Drive. Just like get out there.
We're over on Manayunk, man.
I think what we're saying is
get drunk at the bars. In Manayunk.
We want to see our city in a game.
All games represented.
I think the people want this. Honestly, go to the King of Prussia Mall.
I think they
imagine like I'm not even kidding. Imagine like a burned down, bombed out King of Prussia Mall where there's like all these fucking like this faction is set up shop in the fucking mall. Now that it's connected with the luxury area, it's all enclosed. And you got to go there and like clear them out.
Dude, it's called
King of Prussia
Homefront the
so
Revolution.
large, it would be perfect.
Just play it.
It would be perfect.
Guys, someone hire me out there. Jesus Christ.
Homefront the Revolution. Just play it.
King of Prussia is the biggest mall now, officially, now that they've added the middle section with the luxury stores.
Oh, have you been through that? How palatial that fucking shit is?
Yeah, dude.
I was
wider.
I bought my jacket, my super dry jacket. I bought at Super Dry there.
That's what I'm saying. The other two sections are now like the scrub parts of the mall. When you walk through there, it's like you're walking through Versailles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gross. It's so obscene. And I just stand outside the Hermes store and go, I can't afford to walk even in the building.
No. Everyone and all the door people are watching you. Just like, try.
Hello,
try to come in wearing that.
Welcome, pauper.
Oh my god! All right, so moving on. Splinter Cell. Do you think we're going to see it? They brought the old actor back for the Ghost Recon.
Yeah, I'm 80% confident that shit's coming. I'm 80 to 90%.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm 25% confident.
Why?
There is box art. There's a SKU for it.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep, that's in the list.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
right.
that's what.
Oh yeah.
That's
wow,
what
fuck.
that's what the Splinter Cell event was. An advertisement.
No, I know that, and I
totally.
That's why
I totally agree.
That's why I went from 0% to 25%. Was because of the little event crossover. But there's a SKU. There's a SKU. That's pretty.
Yeah, I'm 80% confident we're going to hear about it. The question is whether we're going to hear about it. But I'm 80% confident we're going to hear about it.
And then last but not least, for Ubisoft, I got some Beyond Good and Evil 2. We'll see more of that. They released some footage last week.
Guarantee you we're going to see that. That's 100%.
That game looks
cool,
fun and happy and incredible and goofy and wacky and wild.
Didn't
and like
play
everything
the original,
we
but I
need.
hear it's good.
Everything we need refreshing.
Crazy
It
Peanut
looks
loves
really
it.
great.
Crazy Peanut loves it. It's like his favorite game.
He's who I think about when we talk about it. All right, so I want to move on to Sony now. I know, like, for Ubisoft, Just Dance is going to be there because they fucking do a fucking dance number every year. You know what I'm talking about? That's always at the conference.
No, that's a huge breadwinner for them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So let's move on to Sony. We kind of already know a lot of their hand. They probably have some surprises we haven't seen yet. Days Gone, more core gameplay, you think? Probably seeing that.
Yeah, we'll get.
Man, if it's anything like God of War, I'm excited.
Do you think it's coming out this year? Did I write down?
I don't think we're getting. We're not.
I don't think we're getting Days Gone.
We're not getting Days Gone in 2018.
So would that mean in 2019 we get Days Gone and then in 2020 we get Last of Us 2? Or you think we see two, beginning of 2019, end of 2019 we'll see Last of Us?
End of 2019 we will see Days Gone.
Oh, the one's Last of Us.
A year after that.
Oh shit, that's 2020.
Yep. That's what I think. That's what I think.
That's going to be a crazy game, Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Wasn't Last of Us 2 at one
spring
point?
Look, it could be spring 2019 too.
But wasn't Last of Us 2 at some point talked about, rumored to like come out this year at one point?
Definitely. There's no way they're going to fit it this year.
No, it's not. I think it was rumored because someone was like, "Oh, they showed a trailer, so that means it's coming out this year," right? Like, there's no hard and fast evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Sony this year already still has Spider-Man. We're going to see that, probably more Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. We're going to see Days Gone. We're going to see what other. What
I'm
games
100%. We're on us seeing Spider-Man. I mean, that's guaranteed.
Oh yeah. 28. Let me see 2018 games. Sorry, I'm looking this up real here. I'm doing some last
Sony's
minute.
Probably the most, like, I'm most excited for their
who's doing that samurai game?
Resident Evil 2 remaster.
The fucking
Yes, that one.
Oh, the developer of Infamous Sucker Punch's game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna for sure see more Death Stranding.
Oh yeah.
On Sony stage.
It's going to be a fucking guy.
If they've gone this hard with their fucking little CGI cutscenes, if they don't show gameplay at this E3, they lose all momentum. I promise you.
It's just going to be Norman Reedus wearing a diaper on the stage with fucking paper clips all over his face.
I love their mock live action performance last year.
Oh my god!
And then there's gonna be a girl like next to him wearing like some like cocktail dress, just standing there not looking at him, looking straight at the audience with like a fucking bell. And every time he stutters or stumbles or whatever, she just rings a bell. And that's it. That's the performance.
Bravo, Kojima.
Pick some random shit out of a hat, and that's what's gonna happen. That's gonna be
deeply sick shit
game, dude.
All right,
but I think if they don't keep their cadence with footage, no one's gonna give a shit, and then no one's gonna be as excited as they could be.
It's a great point.
And they're at the point where we've seen enough of the concepts behind it. We need to see play. We need it.
So you think we'll see gameplay for Death Stranding?
If they're smart. He's on his own schedule.
God, I hope what he wants. And that's why I'm like, we're gonna see whatever the fuck he's gonna show us, like normal.
His own schedule could be he decides to stop doing anything for 5 years too. That's the fear, But like, I think if he's smart about like cultivating excitement for his new brand from scratch, which he needs to do to sell it. Think about it from a business perspective. Everyone and their mother knows Metal Gear. No one knows fucking Death Stranding. You can put all the celebrities you want in the game. Doesn't fucking matter. He needs to come out and iteratively show us new things. And we've seen enough of just watching movies. If there's more of that, people are going to be tired of it. And they're going to go, well, there's nothing. There's really nothing this time.
Yeah. This is the same song and dance for 2 years now. Let's see something. Show us more depth to this than your art piece, your art movie.
Yep.
I agree. And you're right. I know I fanboy over him, but you're absolutely right.
I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm happy that you accept that there needs to be more.
Oh, totally, dude. I joke around a lot, but yeah, he's not going to get away with, he's going to get away with it. He's not going to get far just showing more weird art movies,
Yeah, he'll be successful no matter what, but like he needs for his studio, for future studio success, he needs to really, really fucking do this right. And I think he can, but will he? Gameplay would be the power move.
Totally. And I want to see gameplay so bad. I really do. Closing out Sony, they're going to show a highlight reel of all their stuff. I'm sure they're going to have some surprises. Yeah. Dreams will probably be there, maybe a release date finally. Do you think we're going to see PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds?
I don't. But
no, you think they're still in the Microsoft camp?
I don't. I can imagine Microsoft negotiated a pretty good contract because they've got literally nothing right now.
Cool. So speaking of Microsoft, we're going to move on to Microsoft then. I'm going to speed this up if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Sure.
Games. What the fuck? Where the fuck is Crackdown?
Games, please.
Hey, where the fuck is Crackdown?
Like, that
game was showed off in 2013.
Yeah.
I want to remind you that. That was the year the Xbox One came out. Cloud computing was the huge selling point for that game.
Yeah, I don't even get it.
You think they're going to show us Halo? You think we're going to get a tease for Halo?
Halo 6?
Yep.
There could be. Halo 6 is a maybe. Gears of War, I think, is definite. Cool. I think we're going to get a Gears.
Another Gears of War, even though we just had one like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I
think we're going to get Gears. I think Halo's a maybe.
That studio is strictly going to be pumping out. They've renamed themselves to the Coalition, and I feel like they are just going to be strictly pumping out Gears of War games, which is kind of unfortunate. Those games are a little dry to me.
I got 4 of them on the shelf that I haven't played once.
They're all the same game. Enjoy it.
They're pretty fun.
That's my
like
problem with them.
They're
don't get me
fun
wrong.
as fuck. They feel really good.
that game was amazing when that came out. That was
just
a crazy ass game.
The perspective, like it wasn't just third person. It was like the camera was like real good, and like it was so close that like the perspective really shifted when you started to sprint. Like it just got real wide. You
felt your character slamming into the cover.
The cover system was so good, dude. It was a great feeling game. Yeah.
We're talking
about the game
at the right moment.
Are we talking about Gears of War 1?
Talking
any
about
of them, really. Yeah,
any of them.
Cool.
And that's the thing is,
I should play them.
After playing Gears 4, I thought they were going for like a God of War style like reinvention of the series, and I didn't. It was more Gears of War, and like that's cool, but like I think they need like to do like a God of War shift.
Yeah,
they need to pivot a little bit and just kind of reinvent themselves. But we'll see what
they're
a little bit. Just a little bit. Just, you know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Like they got State of Decay coming out, but after that, it's like question mark. It's like Nick Cannon face question mark. Like what? What?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
So Remedy is rumored to have something. The guys who made Quantum Break. That was a bunch of years ago. It's been there's quite a bit of time between
Did you play
us
that?
and Quantum Break. I didn't, unfortunately. It came out on Xbox One first.
I watched some people play it.
It's a game I wanted to get into. Yeah.
Choose your own adventure with live video.
Cool powers.
Yeah.
Come play.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll
have Mixer announcements. Maybe they'll like talk about some Mixer features.
Speaking of Mixer, you know one thing I noticed? I recently got a Surface tablet from work, and I was looking in the Windows Store for a Microsoft-made Mixer app. There is no Microsoft-made Mixer app for the Windows Store. They don't.
Is it only iOS, Android?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not even in the Microsoft Store for their tablets. So I'm like, okay.
Well, it's not branded Microsoft Mixer.
No, I know that. But like they don't have their own development team on their own store for this product. I don't know. That's just weird to me.
It's weird. It's a growth point though, for sure.
So let's move on to I had Square Enix here.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly go through this. We know Tomb Raider's coming. We're going to probably see more gameplay of that. They'll probably show us a segment.
Exciting.
Final Fantasy VII. I know. I mean, I love those games. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Are we going to see it?
That's my number 2 game I want to see. I'm not super confident that we will, but I think that we will, because the last gameplay we actually saw was like the Mako reactor bombing like gameplay section. Remember that?
Is this like a reskin like the Shadow of the Colossus?
It is a remake. This is a remake. They are rebuilding this game.
So Felix, Final Fantasy VII when it came out was a PlayStation 1 game where you controlled polygonal characters against flat 2D pre-rendered backgrounds, and you walked up and down and you pretty much explored like these towns in these areas.
And there's an overworld.
Yeah. It's like the overworld is 3D, everything else is still 2D. You might as well be playing a pixel game, kind of, in terms of like movement. This is a fully controllable 3-dimensional character and world. It'll play and look like Final Fantasy 15.
15, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It definitely has that look and feel to it.
So they are recreating everything. There are no assets that are usable between these platforms.
And they said they're going to release it like episodically, so it'll be coming out in multiple parts.
The story and the dialogue won't even make sense. Like, you can't have someone speak out loud the dialogue that's written in Final Fantasy VII that's badly translated from Japanese and have it make actual sense. They're going to have to write
a whole new script. They have to pump out a whole new script for this, for sure. Yeah. I worry though, because CyberConnect were the ones who picked up the game under the director of the Final Fantasy games. But recently, I believe they posted some hiring, and they were changing hands in the studios. So I don't know if we're going to see anything. Maybe they'll show us another trailer. Who knows? I'm going to move on if that's okay.
Oh yeah, this is
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, this is a full-on thing. All right, cool.
Yeah, man. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Fuck no.
Is that this year? It's been a long time.
Getting it this year?
Yeah, maybe December or November.
We're getting it this. Fuck. I don't know, dude.
They showed off stuff at the D23. They showed off like what, Toy Story or whatever.
Haven't they been pushing that back for a decade?
Yeah, how do you not release it this year?
How does Final Fantasy 15 take 10 plus years and then still
be fucking terrible? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and it's not done yet.
I know.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. There's rumors for a new Just Cause game, and we got Life is Strange 2. That's probably coming as well because they did say that they were making that.
I heard that was good.
Yeah, it's like an episodic style game.
Little side note, just referring back to Final Fantasy VII, and we were talking about translation. Tim Rogers of Kotaku has a really, really funny YouTube series called Lost in Translation, where he goes through the game. He goes through almost the entire game of Final Fantasy VII, and he has like the Japanese text and the English text, and talks about like the differences in meaning. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's like legitimately serious, right? But like Tim Rogers is really funny, so fucking dry. So it's a very specific type of humor, but I like listening to just him just be funny. But he lived in Japan for a couple of years. I think he said 10 years. So like he knows the nuances of the language.
The dialect.
He can speak it really well, yeah. And he breaks down like why certain things are said in a certain way and why there are some strange dialogue choices because of mistranslation and missing cultural context. And it's really cool if you like either Final Fantasy VII or language.
Totally, man.
Lost in Translation, Tim Rogers. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to have to link me that later.
I will.
For sure. Let's move on to the last but not least category here. Big old Nintendo. Your fun cousin who just wants to play with the ball and cup.
Big old Nintendo.
Nintendo does so many things right, but then there are some moments where you're like, how are you fucking still in business?
What are you doing? Why are you doing this to us?
What are you doing?
It's true. It's like a love-hate. I don't want to say an abusive relationship. But it's emotionally abusive. There's no hitting. There's no hitting.
Neo, like, that Switch is in your hands. Don't forget that.
And you know what? Now that I'm back on the Nintendo train, I'm like all in on them, and it obviously shows. And every time I fucking bring up my Nintendo Switch, but I am all in. Show me fucking Smash Brothers. I know we're getting at
Smash Bros, bro. 100%.
Yo, dude. When that comes out, we gotta all play it. We gotta do like a Smash stream.
For sure.
I'd love to.
Smash is my
I've been trying to get you all to couch
Mixer has built-in co-streaming.
Yeah, I don't know how to use it.
I'd love to be in the same room, but if we want to do that also works too. For sure.
I mean, just for anything, honestly. But it's that would be cool for combo situations.
Hell yes.
Hell yeah.
I want to see Pokemon. I'm ready for a new Pokemon. I know you like Pokemon
I want
Trip.
a Switch Pokemon.
Don't give a shit.
Like I want to I'll take a Switch Moon and Sun, sure, but I want a new.
Like,
but we're not going to get.
Vein.
We're going to get Switch Sun and Moon. We'll see that.
Do you? Well, I'll still take that. I would love to have something on the Switch that is Pokemon. Do you think we're going to see any footage of this? Because last year, all we got was a black title card for it.
I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see footage, gameplay, little trailer.
I'm like 50%.
That gets me real excited.
50-50,
50%. Felix, I'll take that 50%.
I mean, I don't care about it, but yeah, 50%.
I saw you have Metroid written here, and I want new Metroid. Sure, dude.
Dude, Metroid Prime was magical.
With the yes.
Yeah, like on the GameCube controller, but imagine Metroid like with modern FPS control layouts.
I concur.
Dude. Oh my god.
It'd be so fun.
Well, I mean, Link was so amazing. The Mario game, I haven't played it in full, but the short amount of time that I played it, loved it. So, yeah, I'll go back and hang out with Samus.
Or do you go crazy? This is purely conjecture right here. Yeah. Do you go nuts and do like a third-person 3D Metroid?
I love it. I'd tear that shit up.
Totally break the mold, like a platformer.
I'd have sex
exploratory.
Like other M, or
I don't know what was other M.
Other M came out on the Wii, and it was not great. It had like some weird dialogue and cutscene issues, and it was like it tried to keep the same like 2D perspective of the old games, and it had like camera shifting.
No. I mean like full on free camera, 3D.
Behind the back style,
still, yeah, exactly. Still gate locked like a Metroid game would be, where you got to explore and backtrack and find things to unlock. But like full 3D,
the new God of War in space.
There's never been one like it.
Yeah,
They went from 2D to the first person. Even on like the 3DS was like.
Yeah, you're saying the new God of War
the
only
DS.
Metroid.
The DS was a first person.
Trip. The new God of War only Metroid.
Yes.
Because we did say that the new God of War is a Metroidvania.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that is pretty much all I have for Nintendo. Except they a couple days ago they did talk about their online service, and they are rolling out
money to back up your files.
Finally, fucking cloud saves. I know.
I think doesn't every other platform have?
Yeah.
Sony PS Plus. You need PS Plus to use Sony's.
So you pay for Sony's too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steam is built in. Steam you got.
I think
the fact of the matter is
nutty, man.
But even on Sony's platform, you can still back up to a thumb drive, and you can still back up to a hard drive.
You got options for hard copies of your data.
Of your saves, of course. Sony, Microsoft. Oh my God, Nintendo does not.
Yeah.
So
Nintendo.
Kind of weird.
Quick side note here: data or data?
Nintendo.
Data. I say data.
Do you say data? What do you say, Felix?
Nintendo.
Data. Nintendo.
If someone were to spell DATA out to you,
Data is a character on Star Trek.
Data.
Say data.
No, hold on. I'm looking for my files. I need the data. Data. That was natural. That was.
I need my data.
You blacked out and did the line.
Hey, do you have that?
I had to do a performance, so you know. I'm looking for my files. I need the data.
Cool. I like it.
Go get me that fucking shit. Get me my data.
That was just, just curious. Little Insta poll. All right, guys, that was cool. That was good talks right there.
Good talks.
Was it good? Was that a good solid roundup of everything?
Yeah, for sure.
One more thing I didn't mention, doesn't go into any category. Borderlands 3.
Oh, true.
That's a thing.
I think that's all but confirmed to be existing.
It's also on the list of leaks.
The SKU
What's
list.
I can't even remember the development company that does that fucking game.
Gearbox. 2K games.
Yes. They were a part of
makers of such treasures as Alien Colonial Marines. And
are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna bring that game up? Is that
but
the original, or are you talking about the couple of re-releases that have come out?
No, Colonial Marines, the Gearbox game.
Folks,
they came out with a recent one though, didn't they?
That was Alien. That was a different company. It was Alien Isolation.
No, I know Alien Isolation, but the Colonial Marines game I remember was like a PC release.
Oh no, not this one. I'm talking about the one from like 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, that okay. No, there was one like
the one
way
Gearbox
back
made.
in the fucking day, dude.
The one Fox gave a whole bunch of money to Gearbox to make, and then they ended up putting it into Borderlands 2, and that was a good fun time. You can check it online. There's a whole bunch of.
I mean, I was just telling Neo before the show, before you even got into the chat for the show trip, that I'm thinking about when I cycle through a couple of these Ubisofts. I'm thinking about changing it up and going back and doing pre-sequel in Borderlands 2.
Wow.
I enjoyed myself playing those games solo. I mean, I have to deliberately choose to not pick up every gun I find. Like you get into this cycle.
That's part of the fun, though.
No, you get into this like real fucked up grind where you just keep like you pick up everything and you're always like analyzing guns in your menus. Like, I just got to play it.
That's the pull of it.
It's called the sickness.
Yeah, I'm going to go do that after this. I'm going to play some more Destiny 2. Analyze every gun. I got a sick ass auto rifle right now.
Hell yeah! Well, why don't we go do that?
Go rip some.
Are you gonna rip some Destiny heaters with Trip Zero, Neo?
No.
Hell, he gave a breathy nah.
Today I was debating on turning on the Warmind.
You should turn it on.
Should I?
You should.
The Warmind is a part of their DLC.
If you own the expansion, play it for sure.
No, I
did.
They didn't buy it.
They haven't fixed major things, but they've given enough revamps, and there are retention systems and rewarding things to do and to strive for, enough to pave the way to fall. Right.
Well, maybe I'll do that.
If you haven't played Destiny 2, don't do it until the fall. That's what I'll say. That's what I will say. But if you own this,
Solid advice.
jump in because it's a lot of fun. It'll make you want to play it again. I'm even considering trying to grind out the competitive Crucible ranks because of the weapons you could earn from those. Cool. Like that would be the challenge for me. Like the PvE stuff is like I was playing through the story mission and just like breezing, right? Breezing through this stuff. And like the only reason I can't survive in the escalation protocol endgame is because I'm too low level. But like the PvP would be the challenge for me, right? To like really do the competitive stuff right. So I think I'm gonna get into that. That's my carrot. That's my carrot on the stick.
Well, cool. Let's do that.
Get that Redrick's Claymore.
Well, I guess this means the Emergent Gamer is signing off.
Yep. We did it.
Yep.
All right.
165.
165
in the bag.
Peace.
Did we do our things, our social things? We want to throw it in?
I thought we weren't doing those anymore.
Oh yeah, I guess not.
Like
all right, guys.
We figured out that everyone just knows who we are now. Who listens?
You
to
can
the show.
find it in the show. Yeah, no one's ever really going to listen to
Look
someone
in the goddamn
instead.
show notes for our
we
Twitch
realized
channels.
that. Okay.
We all stream now.
All right. Just kidding. We love you. Thank you for listening. Good night.
Thanks.
See ya.
Spider-Man! Insomniac just gets how to make you feel like a badass. Are you looking at this right now? Do I even have to sell you on this? There is no doubt this will be one of the most mechanically impressive games yet, but what remains to be seen is how they handle the story. Will it be some choppy adaptation of the new movie or something more interesting, like an Arkham Asylum deal, where he takes on a bunch of villains, Rhino, Green Goblin, Venom, Carnage, Doc Ock, Mysterio, Scorpion, Sandman, Plant Man, Kangaroo, Typeface, Frog Man, Fence Eater Man, Big Wheel. Come on, you can't have a Spider-Man game without Big Wheel.